Aaron, thank you so much for your time. How are you doing today?
Great, man. How are you? Happy
Great.
holidays.
Yeah, likewise. I'm really excited to talk this movie, especially in the work that you did with it. Tell me, how do you approach a film like this? Where do you find your inspiration to do your work on Candy Cane Lane?
You know, I think that strangely my inspiration came in number one, I'm a huge holiday guy, but my relationship with the director, basically like all of a sudden it started on the interview for this job. Like we just started going back and forth, like, how do we double down? How do we get this like more, better, clever? And then the director would turn to Reggie would be like, with heart. Like, how do we bring it to family? How do I like, and all those things kind of just built this show up and up and up until I'm quite proud of the look and every element. The Christmas tree alone, like the zoetrope tree, just how we got to building that and creating that was this back and forth collaboration. Every department, here's how a zoetrope moves, here's how the lighting has to go. Everybody worked together.
Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind that tree? Because my daughter and I really liked it from the coming out of the can to the way it spun. It was just a lot of fun.
Okay. First off, the can. Like, I remember sitting in the office going, how is this tree going to travel, man? How is this tree going to travel? And the tuna can just popped up one day, man. And I'll give you, I haven't really shared this, but it's called Mischief and Mirth, which is the original. So that's the name of like the company that we put on the label for the can. That is an Easter egg to the original book that had the 12 Days of Christmas poem in it. Like we just were Easter egging left and right. But anyway, so that came out of like, how's he going to travel that giant 24-foot tree to his house? And the idea for the tree came basically when I interviewed. I showed Reggie this picture of like, oh, here's how you could do the 12-day characters in a tree shape. And then he's like, well, they have to move. And then I'm like, oh, and then he's like, oh, and oh, it's this constant back and forth to get there, man.
I can tell by the way you're talking about it. It brought you a lot of joy to work on the film. Is that the case with seeing it once it was all finally cut?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the movie. It's a great experience for me, and the people were great. I mean, every element of it. Like I said, there's a million Easter eggs. There's old Easter eggs to older, like in Kringles. If you look, there's like an oil, like an inkwell with a pen. It calls back to a Laurel and Hardy Babes in Toyland movie. Like we just kept like wherever we could weave it in, we did.
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna have to watch this movie a couple of times in order to, see some of these details, which we appreciate. Aaron, thank you so much for your time,
Thank
and
you.
we hope everyone enjoys the movie as much as we did.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.